Nice little map light. It's going to be for maps. Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a 2016 Nissan Pathfinder SV V6 engine, a continuously variable transmission, and all-wheel drive. We'll also seat 7 passengers. We're going to take a look at the inside, the outside, the specs, and also how the controls inside the Pathfinder work from the driver's seat. Color is glacier white, and on the inside it has a charcoal cloth interior. It has a height of 70.2 inches, that's 5 foot 10 inches. It has a length of 197 inches, and that's 16.5 feet long. Wheelbase of 114.2 inches, and that's 9.6 feet for the wheelbase. And it also has a width of 77.2 inches or 6.5 feet. On the inside, the front headroom is 41.1 inches, front hip room 56.8 inches, and it has a leg room of 42.3 inches. In the rear, you have a headroom of 38.5 inches, hip room 56.1 inches, leg room 41.7 inches, and rear shoulder room of 60.4 inches. I just caught you staring, didn't I? Well, I would too, because these are my nice, I think this is actually a Mercedes on my sock today. They're nice and flexible. They're comfy. Those are my car socks. I gotta be honest, I hoped you would notice those socks today. Thank you for noticing. It kind of makes me feel good. The combined fuel economy is 22 miles per gallon, with 19 in the city and 26 miles per gallon on the highway. And you have a fuel tank capacity of 19.5 gallons of regular unleaded gas. The range in the city is going to be about 370 miles, and on the highway is going to be about 507 miles. That's actually pretty good for a vehicle of this size. The maximum tow capacity is 5,000 pounds, and the cargo capacity with all the seats in place is only 16 cubic feet. However, that maximum cargo capacity balloons to 79.8 feet when all the seats are folded down. Under the hood, there's a 3.5-liter V6 dual overhead cam engine that produces 260 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 240 pound-foot of torque at 4,400 RPM. I think it's got a pretty good look. I would like to see it have a little bit more of an angular stance. It's really sharp, is the only word that I can think of it, compared to the Pathfinder that I'm used to. It's very, very sleek and aerodynamic. The wheels are really nice looking. This one in particular is sitting on Michelin Latitude. That tire size is 235, 55, 18. And as I mentioned, this one is the SV. This isn't the top of the line. It's not the bottom of the line either. It's kind of in between. It does have cloth interior, and believe it or not, I actually like cloth interior. In my opinion, it doesn't get as hot as leather, obviously, as to the touch. The only thing about cloth is you can't put a ventilated seat in it that I know of. I'm sure I'm going to be corrected in the comments section, but I haven't seen one yet. It is 4-wheel drive. You see the little dots on the bumpers there? That's called park assist. There are 4 in the back, and that's what beeps if you get too close to something in the parking lot. You also have a rear backup camera there as well. You know, I'm surprised that back door doesn't go up higher than that. Look at that. That's actually a little bit low. I like those nice big headrests. Those are so tall so that they will help decrease the likelihood of whiplash in a rear collision. Nice and protective there. You can fold those down. There's going to be a strap here. Folds down. Then you'll take this there, fold that down. Nice and easy to do. And then it opens up to a really big space. There's a power point here on the left wall there, 12 volt, max 120 watt. AC outlet right there, just beyond the cup holder. And that's there because there are no AC vents in the ceiling. You see that? And I actually like that idea it makes it so that the people, if you have a little person, you know, a child here in this third row, they would have a hard time reaching a vent there in the ceiling to adjust the airflow to them. They're going to be a lot more likely to be able to reach it right there so that they can direct the air where they want it to. I love that design. That's a good idea. And I like the pattern that you have there on the inset of that seat. That almost feels like a light Alcantara. I know it's not, but kind of feels like it. And you see there is a label on the shoulder of that seat. That means it's got the side impact airbag that is integrated into the side of that seat. That's a good touch. And allow you to slide the entire seat. Man, that slides like, oh, check that out. That's cool. The seat bottom folded up in that motion. You know what? I bet that makes it so that this front seat doesn't have to move up in order for this to move up. So if this seat were back further because a tall person were driving, then if this seat bottom stayed in that stationary position, you know, in the bottom position, then it would really restrict how far this entire seat can move forward. So when you make it, when this slides, when you pull this up, this folds up, and it kind of does like that, it makes it so you can move that entire row up much further. Great design. What a great idea. I want to repeat that for you so you can see just what I'm talking about. I'm going to pull this up. That is awesome. And then you can take this whole thing and move it forward. And that allows you to have a little pathway up to that third row seat, which is now folded down. Love that. One of the things that I really love about how Nissan does, or what Nissan does, is their key. Look how small that is. That thing is small and it's thin, and it does everything that any other manufacturer's key does. I think this thing's got remote start, lock, unlock, panic, and it's got the integrated key inside the key head, but it's small and it's light. Other manufacturers, please take note of this. Design your keys like Nissan. Also, not a square. Make it that shaped, because it's easy to pull in and out of your pocket. Good job, Nissan. The button on the top is remote start. Below that is lock, then unlock, then the panic alarm. You do have an integrated key inside the key fob there at the bottom. You would push this that way, pull the key out. That's going to be used in the event that the battery dies in the key fob, or if you wanted to lock the glove box. Since it does have the smart key keyless operation, I'll just leave this on my person and I'll show you how to operate the vehicle without handling this key. So you approach the door handle, press the little button there, the doors unlock. At that point, you can hop in and use it. Let's do that. Put your foot on the brake, press the start button. It fires right up. 8-way power driver's seat and 4-way manual passenger seat adjustment. 2 of the windows are one-touch automatic up and down, and that would be the front windows. Right now you're looking at the traction control off button there on the top left, and the tow mode button there at the bottom right. The steering wheel controls over down here on the left side is going to be Bluetooth for phone. You also have audio for volume and source. That's where you can change the source between AM, FM, CD. And then the inner button over here on the left side is going to be for the information screen that is going to show up in between the tachometer and the speedometer. And you have a pages icon right here, and that's going to be kind of like the home screen. At that point, you can move up and down and then press this button in for enter, and that's your back arrow. So I'm going to be using these buttons for this next little bit. The first screen here shows you a display for your radar cruise control. It shows you what's going on around the vehicle. Bottom left is your odometer. To the right of that is amount of miles left on the tank. Temperature in the top left, 4-wheel drive status next to that, and then park. Pressing the pages icon again is going to take you to your fuel economy averages. You can hold that down to reset everything. Let's do that now. There you go. Tire pressure monitor system in real time, really nice. 4-wheel drive system, what's going on, what kind of power percentages are going up to the front and the rear depending on driving. No warnings. And then settings. At this point you're going to use your up and down arrow and your enter button to change and to make selections here to customize all of this. Driver assistance, parking aids. This allows you to adjust the sensitivities and the volume of the park assist. That's the sensors in the bumpers that beep. Vehicle settings. And so this is where you're going to really customize how everything works in the Pathfinder and how you want everything to work according to your personal preferences. I recommend spending some time here so that you can understand how everything works. You can really take advantage of the capabilities of the Pathfinder. Ooh, look at that. I like that body color. That's interesting. Maintenance, alarms. So come to this menu and really customize everything, okay? This is the right side of the steering wheel, and this is going to be where your cruise control is. So we can cut it on, and you can see there's an icon in the top right corner of that display that shows you the cruise control icon. On the top left of this cover here, you can control the brightness of the gauges. Windshield wiper stalk is over here on the right side. Mist off, intermittent, low, and high is going to be on the inside of that stalk. Intermittent speed is in the middle of that stalk. That's the ring that you're going to turn. And then on the very end of the stalk is going to be the control for the rear wiper. On the left side here, we see our turn signal stalk. You can see off, auto, parking lights, headlights on manually. And then on the middle of that is going to be your fog lights on and off. And then brights and turn signal, of course. Here's the backup camera, and you can see those dynamic grid lines there. I'm backing up now and I'm moving the wheel, and you can see that one yellow grid there that's moving with the steering wheel. See that? And so that lets you know that if you keep the steering wheel at that angle, that's where the Pathfinder is going to end up. Ultimately, your objective is to line up that grid line with the green, yellow, and red grid line, just like that square in the center of a parking space if you're backing into it. Really nice. In the middle here, this is a really nice console. Everything is pretty self-explanatory. If you have owned a Nissan in the past 10 or 15 years, or an Infiniti, you're going to recognize this layout. I like how all the buttons are labeled. There's not a ton of hieroglyphics. Everything is easy to understand. When you press status here, that's going to show you your instant fuel economy. And then settings, you can change all the different settings and personalize how everything looks, how everything works. And then if you do want to make a selection here, you can press enter. So there's the camera, back to setting, and you can see where it says 5 of 6 down. So there's 6 pages there, or 6 selections, and it's showing you in real time what selection you're on. Right now we're looking at the audio system. Volume on the left, tune and seek on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be presets for your AM and FM stations. And then your climate system is down here. It does have dual zone climate control, so you can see the driver's side control is there on the left, and it says push auto. So when you push that, it's going to automatically maintain the cabin temperature to whatever temperature you have set there. See, I'm turning that dial right now and it's changing it. So it's going to maintain the cabin temperature at 67 degrees automatically if that light is on. The way you do that is to push that in. I recommend leaving that there. Recirculate AC, front defrost, control for the rear air. Mode is going to change your fan direction, so from foot to face to defrost, all that. And then dual, that lets you know that the dual zone climate control is active. I like how basic and how big these cup holders are. That's just a good design. I like that. A couple of power points down here. I'm surprised that there's not a USB port. I may be missing it, but I haven't seen one yet. Intelligent 4x4 system. This is neat how these are labeled. Upper, that opens up the upper box. Pulling that one opens up the big box, the lower box. Ah, there's our USB right there. And then audio inputs. So that's going to work with the auxiliary button right there on the stereo. And an extra little power point there. So here's a look from my vantage point, over 6 feet tall, being in the back seat. And I had the driver's seat adjusted for my height as well. So it does have room. That's a good thing. You're not going to be hitting your knees there. And I just reclined the seat. That makes a big difference. Nice cup holder right there. Easy to reach. Power windows, of course. Brushed aluminum trim there around that door handle. I like that. Nice chrome door handle there as well. Digital readout for the temperature control there for the rear passengers. That's pretty nice. You can adjust the fan speed. You can cut it off and on. You can adjust the temperature. Armrest here in the middle. storage, a couple of cup holders, pretty good. Okay, everybody, that's going to wrap up our time with the 2016 Nissan Pathfinder SV for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you liked this video, if you like the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that whenever I make content just like this for you, I can have a massive truck trailer beeping and banging the entire time I'm trying to make my outro. Also, if you will, give it a big fat thumbs up and share it with your mom, or your dad, or your brother, your sister, or your aunt, or uncle. Oh, your mom, by the way, she misses you. Most importantly, have a wonderful day, everybody. I just finished filming the Pathfinder right there. Neat SUV, huh? One of the things that we have to do here every single day